is to see young people take part this morning. Some are visiting over Easter, some have come for our holiday club next week. It's wonderful to have you all, to greet you all warmly to Fairfield. During our holiday club next week, we shall have over 200 children here each day, and we're looking forward to that. Just one little request. There's one group that's hoping to use cereal boxes for an activity, and they need 60 more. So could you either eat very fast in the next 2 days, or you can take out the inner pack, can't you? Alright, and give up the outer. So if you could shower us with cereal boxes, we'd be very grateful. Now, this looks a very special time today to help us to remember Good Friday. And the young people have been practicing for weeks, and we're so grateful for them, for all the work they put in. We're going, in a very unusual way, to be helped to think through all that happened at Easter. Many of you will know that from our Christmas junior service that we're used to a fairly high level of chaos, on such occasions. But thinking of the young people and the work that they prepared in their songs, there are several times when there are times of quiet, and it's very moving, and it's important that we can hear. So if you could make a special effort, if you've got, wandering toddlers or a high level factor, just to hold on to them, or whatever, whatever restraints on occasions like that, it would be very helpful. When the young people have completed their presentation, we're going to be quiet for a while. We're going to sing some songs and just have a little reading to help us to absorb something of the magnitude of what happened on that first Good Friday. The most important event in the whole history of the world, when God came to us and lifted us up in our need with great love, the love which surrendered the life of his Son on the cross. Let's tune our hearts and spirits for this. Turn your eyes, just as we sit, turn your eyes upon Jesus.
Young daughter of Jairus, anger burns your heart. The man who once saved you is locked up under guard. Go and see what you, a hopeful child, can do. Young daughter of Jairus, you can't work it out. How one who's not guilty is handed to the crowd. Here in Jerusalem, in frustration, children versus men. Young daughter of Jairus, you know that you're right. But here in this country, power goes with might. Go and see what you, a hopeful child, can do.
You won't get in, you needn't try.
Don't let their lies infect your head.
He hasn't got an alibi.
He came and raised me from my sleep.
If that's so great, please tell me why.
Although the rats where I was dead,
I've got my orders, he will die.
this man has done nobody harm.
He hasn't got an alibi.
You haven't got a case at all.
You won't get in, you needn't try.
How can you stand and look so calm?
green hill mocks the darkness of the sky. Two thieves with a king between, hung out to die. Crowds here to witness the big scene. This man, who they call a king, with Israel his queen. But Israel cut him down. The skies are darkening, the people strain to hear above the cries. He's talking to the thief, saying, today you'll enter with me into paradise. Most hear her abuse as they pass by. They shout and laugh and joke, seeing Jesus die, ignoring those who grieve. They say, you've saved everyone else, so why not try and save yourself? Do that and we'll believe. And the man beneath the sign that says, here is the King of the Jews, says, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they do.
You're a failure! Give us a miracle and come down off the cross!
Save yourself now, then we'll believe you.
Come on, Messiah, give us a miracle! Some Messiah, you failed the people! Come on down now!
Call yourself a king.
Call yourself a king! Call yourself a king! Call yourself a king! Call yourself a king!
She's crying, her eldest son is dying. She's crying, her eldest son is dying. She's crying.
You're a failure! What sort of king are you?
Not for us, like
Let's all get down off the cross, then we'll believe!
say you do something.
You're a failure! Call yourself a king! Call yourself a king! Call yourself a king!
It is finished.
Each
try and get one as a visual aid, but I think they're all being warmed just now. As you take that one, it has a cross on it, and we shall eat it in fellowship and in enjoyment together, on for what, for most people, is just a holiday. But for us, it's so significant. Some years ago, a drama group came to our church, and they did a piece which they entitled The Baker. Just think of that as you take your hot cross bun later. The baker. He entered the city on Sunday. All the people had gathered to see, for they said that he baked the best bread in the world. He gave it to people for free. But he looked much like a baker.
There was something unreal in his eyes, and the people who waited to see him were quiet as he passed them by. He comes from a northerly village, they said, and I've heard tell that his father is not his real father, that his mother was not a good girl. On the Monday he went to the temple to offer his bread to the scribes. Take it and eat it, he told them, for mine is the bread that saves lives. The scribes said, no thank you. We'd rather not eat if you really don't mind. I'm sure there are others more hungry than us. The lepers, the sick, or the blind. On the Tuesday the baker went walking, and he gave out his bread to the poor. He offered his bread to the taxman. He offered his bread to the whore. My bread is baked by my Father. Those who will taste it will see that the bread baked on this world is stale. Only my bread can set someone free. On the Wednesday, the rest of the bakers watched the people flock to him in droves. Their leader said, we must do something because nobody's buying our loaves. I think I know someone who's willing to hand the man over to me. I'll see if he's open to offers. 30 pieces, I think, is his fee. They arrested the baker on Thursday and charged him with all that they could. They turned all the people against him and claimed that his bread was no good. They took him before the chief of police, who couldn't quite understand the need for this sudden trial of this curious baker man. The scribes and the bread men united, for on two things they both could agree: that people could not live forever, and you shouldn't give bread out for free. The policeman looked up at the baker. He said, I'm just doing my job. And he washed his hands in a basin, and he handed him out to the mob. So the baker was taken and beaten. For his clothing, the soldiers drew lots. And at 9 in the morning on Friday, they nailed him up to the cross. His friends took him down 6 hours later. He had died, and the light had grown dim. They folded his body like paper, and they wiped all the blood from his skin. They borrowed a tomb for his burial, and they all thought the story complete. On Saturday, nobody smiled much, and nobody wanted to eat. But on Sunday morning, some women went to attend to the dead. But when they arrived at the tomb, all they found was the smell of new-baked bread. He had burst from the tomb and had risen, and his smile was like showers of rain. He said to his friends, go and tell all the world, the baker is baking again. And I will be with you forever, for I have returned from the dead, and I have enough to feed all of mankind. For I am the new baked bread. act of worship, shall we acknowledge the lordship of our Christ, the sacrifice of his love, the victory over our sin, and all the blessings that come from him, and say, at the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow. Let's stand and give our praise to this Christ who gave himself on Good Friday. Are available with tea or coffee from either hatch, from the small hall through here